I am putting together a show to perform in front of a live audience at a Narnia fair where I will be dressed as a medieval jester. This show demands that I be in top physical condition. I've already drafted a rough schedule of exercises that will help us take things to the next level. Once training is complete, we'll turn our attention toward making the show. That includes getting props, finding music, and practicing in front of a live audience. We're talking juggling, balancing tricks, anything to please the Rugrats.
Also, you need to clean your room and do your dishes.
Hey! What are you guys doing? Once the show is ready, we'll go perform it at the fair. Now who's with me? Let's celebrate. First, I'm making a list of what skills I have prepared to perform and marking anything off the list that I haven't practiced enough to actually use in the performance. What is these? I just realized I need to stretch more often, and I'm crossing back walkover off the list. Juggling while spinning a plate is off the list. What I don't want to do is end up on a stage in front of a bunch of strangers trying to entertain them and then failing in front of everybody. Now we're ordering things by least interesting to watch to most exciting big finish finale type stuff. This part can be tricky for me sometimes because I've been doing some of these tricks since I was like 12, and the things that are newest to me or a more difficult trick is not always as exciting to the audience. They don't know how difficult it is to do one thing versus another. So I did the show for some of my nieces and nephews and got their feedback. If you are preparing to do a live performance, I would suggest practicing in front of somebody who has not seen it before and get some feedback from them. Once everything was in order, I tested the show out in character, which means that I was trying to speak in a British accent and attempting to make some jokes for my stand-in audience of one, my daughter. What am I supposed to do with this?
Spin it!
Spin it? Like this?
No!
No! What should I use this stick to spin it?
There you go!
Child, I don't fall on you. Oh, there we go! How's that for spinning? Please don't spill me. I don't need tea to spill on me. I don't need to fall off. Oh no! The teacup broke and the water's everywhere. Shall I give it another try?
Yes!
Oh, please. Don't fall off. Don't fall off, please. Oh. Ha ha! I did not spill the tea. I think I have a drink after all the hard work. Ooh, thank you. At this moment, I'm under the impression that my stage is going to be a concrete slab and I'll be near my audience and be able to talk to them. Well, we get to the venue and the stage is a concrete slab, it's just 4 feet off the ground, which makes the audience further back. And apparently people don't like to try to come close when you're on stage, so they're even further back. And any type of talking I'm doing, I'm having to shout across in a British accent to them. And it was doable, but if I had known that ahead of time, I probably would have worked more on getting good music so that I wouldn't have to do any talking and just be able to do something to a beat of the song or something, rather than working on any type of attempted jokes or talking, because after 6 shows, I was a little hoarse at the end. Performers, you've been warned. Find out exactly what your stage and setup is going to look like. I actually asked and found out, but I didn't realize it was off the ground. So it probably would be best to find pictures or go in person if you can to see what the actual setup's gonna be. Lesson number 3, practice your show on the stage that you will be performing it on. It is finally the start of the fair. I shut up my nerves. I go up to do the first show. It goes off pretty well. And then I get to my well-practiced teacup trick. Oh no! The teacup broke! Almost finished completing the twist of my hand. The cup drops off and breaks, shatters the handle. The pieces shoot off into the audience. And I'm just thankful that nobody got hurt, because I I already felt bad that I didn't complete it, but then I was like, I'm scaring these people. I could have cut somebody. What I don't want to do is end up on a stage in front of a bunch of strangers trying to entertain them and then failing in front of everybody. Thankfully, no one was hurt. I grabbed the Diabolo and used it as a cup instead, redid the trick, and completed it without dropping anything. I'm actually glad it was the first performance because that was probably the smallest group, and then I was able to kind of fix things for the rest of the shows. But in hindsight, I should have practiced at least once on that stage with that rug, and I probably should not have been using a breakable cup. So that's over. The second performance starts great. I'm doing well. I get to the spinning plate trick, which I had executed perfectly the first show. And I toss it up and start the spin and don't get it. Now, that happens sometimes, whatever. So I just do it again. I did this thing like 4 or 5 times and I could not get it to spin. What I did not account for was the wind. Lesson number 4, if you are outside, make sure you can do your tricks in the weather. End up on a stage in front of a bunch of strangers and then failing in front of everybody. At least my audience was very understanding.
That one.
That is as good as we're getting today.
Yeah, the wind. Very nice. Yeah, it makes sense. The wind. I saw it the first time.
He knows it's possible.
And thankfully, I brought my easier to spin plates with me and just used those for the last 2 performances, which worked out super great. My last 2 performances were the biggest, the best, and I didn't drop or break anything, and so by the end I had it figured out. So next time I will try to talk less, use better music, try to practice outside before I get there, practice on the stage, but overall it was a good experience. If you want to get updates on what I'm working on, I have a newsletter that I send out once a month, maybe twice a month if I'm crazy, that you can sign up for. There's a link in the description. And I also have a Patreon account, which you do not have to pay for. You can follow along for free. And that's just a way for me to connect with you guys and get your input on different projects and just give you some behind the scenes stuff that I'm not gonna make an entire video about. So you can check those out. You can check out my video on how I made my Jester costume. The link will be in the description. That's what's up. So thanks for watching. Once training is complete, we'll turn our attention to making the show. I also have a, hello, making the show. Bye. Then you're going to put one foot on. Then you're going to lift up the other foot. Alright, this is how you get up. Keep it center. Keep yourself in the center of it. Very good, you're doing very good. Hey. You guys are going to throw those at me while I'm juggling to see if you can mess me up.
Okay.